As we all know, dentistry is a high risk profession of spreading this virus. So authorities have also got serious about dental practices. It was actually this article which was shared with me on a WhatsApp group which inspired me to share these guidelines as well with you. This is an article which says that the authorities have started checking dental clinics in Punjab. Namaskar friends. In the present scenario of Corona-19, we are getting bombarded with guidelines every now and then. Today, Ministry of Health and Family Welfare came up with new set of guidelines which I went through, and I thought I'll just summarize them in top 10 points which I felt were new and were important. So starting with my 10 things, the number one is this guideline says that all routine and elective dental procedures in any of the zones, the government has classified in various colored zone, red, orange and other things. So it says that all routine and elective dental procedures have to be deferred for a later review. It doesn't allow any routine and dental procedure. This I found something new. They said that if there is a dental emergency in a containment zone, obviously they have not allowed opening any dental clinic for any procedure in containment zone, but it says that the patients in containment zone can seek ambulance services to travel to nearby COVID dental facilities which the government has put up. So if you are practicing in containment zone, if a patient wants you to open a clinic, you can guide them to a COVID dental facility utilizing an ambulance. It also says that all the urgent procedures whichever you are carrying as per the rules should be undertaken only after teleconsultation, teletriage, consent and a prefixed appointment only. It should not be like that you have opened your dental clinic and you are waiting for walk-in patients. Yes, very important. It says that for dental professionals and the assistants working along us, there is no need of any test or any prophylaxis before starting our practices. Healthcare workers who are asymptomatic and do not fall under the category of being exposed to a coronavirus infection like any other general population person, it doesn't require any test or any prophylaxis. During preparatory phase, when you are planning to open your clinic, they have shared few points which were not there in the DCI guideline. I have already made a DCI guideline. I'll be sharing the link in the end of this video and I'd like you to go through that video as well. So they said that in this guideline they have said that you avoid a ceiling fan and have a table fan behind the operator which takes the direction of the air from the operator to the patient and outside your operatory. Regarding the expensive HEPA filters and the UV light sterilization, it says it may be used. It has not made it compulsory. They have used the word maybe. And this is something which is not optional, is they have recommended using separate rooms for changing clothes, sterilization, doffing and donning of PPEs. I am not sure that how these separate rooms is possible for most of us. Coming to other minor points, they have advised having a screen at the reception area, preferably sealed, and having a two-way speaker system. They have advised using smart taps, either with who have an infrared sensor or they are elbow operated. Though they have not mentioned, I think the foot control taps are also good. They have also advised to have visual alerts all around your clinic telling about respiratory hygiene, cough etiquettes and social distancing. Mouthwash rinse has been given importance in all the guidelines. However, they have solve the problem of giving some figures. They have advised using povidone iodine based mouth rinse using 0.5% concentration 10 ml. They have advised 30 seconds to be done orally and the same solution to be used 30 seconds in the throat and then finally spit out. They have said that our standard aqueous povidone iodine antiseptic solution based mouthwash can be diluted 1:20 with water to make it a mouthwash. Some relief. This guideline had advised that only a 3-layer surgical mask, eyewear, face shield and gloves is enough if you are conducting non-aerosol producing procedures or probably only a dental examination. Talking about the N95 mask and the surgical mask, which should be above what mask? This guideline clears the confusion and advises to cover N95 mask with a surgical mask and discard your surgical mask with every patient. Regarding our cotton based surgical gowns, they have advised that you can use it in moderate risk procedures. However, they have advised cover all PPEs for high risk procedures. Autoclave pouches were mentioned in the DCI guidelines as well, but this guideline asks you to maintain records about your autoclaving. And it's time to throw those cheap air rotors. They have said that you are supposed to only use handpieces with anti-retraction valves. So high time to get some good quality handpieces. Coming to the last, finally they have used the term fogging, which was missing in the DCI guideline. They were using the term fumigation. They have used the term fogging here, and they have cleared the confusion that fogging is done for no touch surface disinfection. It's not to disinfect the air. They have advised to use a 20% strength working solution, which is available as hydrogen peroxide 11% stabilized by 0.01% of silver nitrate. How much ml to be used for how big room? They have advised 1 liter per 1000 cubic feet of volume of your operatory. They have advised before fogging, close the room for 30 minutes for aerosol to settle, then do the surface cleaning as advised in these guidelines, and then eventually fog the operatory for 45 minutes followed by contact time for 1 hour. So once you are done with a patient, 30 minutes to settle aerosol, few minutes to clean the surface cleaning, which they have mentioned about 10 minutes of surface contact with the floor and the other surfaces, then 45 minutes of fogging, and then 1 hour of dwell time. So between two patients, if you have done an aerosol based procedure, I think you will have to keep at least a close about 3-hour gap before starting the next patient. As I have already discussed this advisory by DCI, which was published on 7th May, they have concluded their guideline that the final operationalized guidelines will be given by Ministry of Home Affairs and Ministry of Health and Family Welfare. So friends, what DCI mentioned, these guidelines are finally here with lot of web links, opening with AIIMS website, lot of videos are there, lot of things to read. I'll advise you to go through it. Even if you have not gone through the DCI, this one is much more comprehensive, and all dentists should go through this document. Thank you.